Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. On this video, there's a few things to negotiate about. By the way, on my next video, I will be giving you a preview for the Aston Villa Manchester United game. So anyway, I'm going to be giving you some latest news regarding Juan. Then I'm going to be giving you a bit more additional information on Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. But we will start with the news on Juan. So reports have been coming out from the Turkish press in recent days, and they have said that Fenerbahce are interested in getting Juan. Now I think Juan wants to leave Manchester United. Juan has got is it like a year left on his contract, but I think there's also an option of a further year. Now, this has been Juan 6th season at the football club. So he has been a long servant at Manchester United. He has made 252 appearances for us in all competitions, and he has scored around 48 goals. We did get Juan back in 2014. We got him for just under £40 million. We got him under the David Moyes era, and of course we got him from Chelsea. And, he did enjoy a few good years with Chelsea when he was younger. He's also a former Valencia player, where he played under Unai Emery's guidance. And also till he began his career with Real Madrid. Juan is now in his 30s, and, he doesn't even really get in our team now anyway. Juan did start the game in our 2-1 win against Norwich in the FA Cup quarter-finals. You can tell now that Juan has lost that yard of pace. He just gets dispossessed a bit too easily in that. Juan can play as an attacking midfielder, and he can also play as a right winger. So is Juan going to leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window? Is he going to leave? But yeah, Fenerbahce are the ones that are interested in signing him. So that is the latest news regarding Juan. Now let's delve into the news on Jadon Sancho. So Christian Falk, who's the German football expert, he said that Borussia Dortmund have notified Manchester United. They've notified Man United how long we have got to sign Jadon Sancho, and Borussia Dortmund have come out and said that we must sign Jadon Sancho by the 10th of August or the deal is off. Also too, Paul Pogba is excited about the prospect of playing alongside Jadon Sancho at Manchester United, because Paul Pogba is going to be at the football club next season, more than likely. Now, don't forget there were stories coming out last week, saying that, Jadon Sancho has agreed personal terms with Manchester United. It also says, he has agreed a 5-year contract with the football club. But there's no fee that's yet come to an agreement between Man United and Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund have said that they want over £100 million. I think they want around £108 million. They want around £108 million, but we have said quite a few times we are not willing to smash our transfer record for Jadon Sancho. He did actually recently say that he's got until the end of July to make a decision on his future, but we must get a deal over the line for him by the 10th of August or the deal is off. Now, there is reports coming out saying that Jadon Sancho and Man United, is very, very close. But he said, yeah, so he said the other week, we'd agreed personal terms and that. This was stemming from Duncan Castles. He tends to be close to Man United, and it was also stemming from Ian McGarry, who is a transfer expert. Of course, Jadon Sancho is our #1 priority target. He recently said, we're only willing to pay £50 million for Sancho, though. We're not willing to pay any more than, £50 million for the player. But don't forget, back in February, it said, Jadon Sancho had agreed almost every little detail of a move to Man United. But again, it said, a fee's not being agreed between the two clubs. You had Borussia Dortmund CEO coming out last month. Borussia Dortmund CEO, he said that he's convinced that Sancho will remain at Borussia Dortmund because he said no club are willing to meet their valuation for the player. You know, you had Lucien Favre and the Borussia Dortmund boss coming out the other month saying that Jadon Sancho could still leave Borussia Dortmund in the summer transfer window, but Borussia Dortmund have still said that, you know, they remain relaxed over Jadon Sancho's future. But they did say, and they've said it a few times, that, you know, they will not stand in his way if he does want to leave Borussia Dortmund. Now, there were stories coming out quite a few weeks ago saying that Sancho was willing to make a return to Manchester City, as we've been struggling to meet Borussia Dortmund's asking price. And, you know, Pep Guardiola at Man City has distanced himself away from Sancho. You know, you've also got Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool that's distanced himself away from Sancho. You know, Sancho is a former Manchester City player. He endured 2 years with Manchester City, but, you know, he never got any first-team opportunities at Manchester City, and that's the main explanation why he left Manchester City to join Borussia Dortmund. You know, Dortmund only paid £8 million for him, so Dortmund got him for next to nothing. And now Jadon Sancho, this has been his 3rd season with Dortmund, but analysing Sancho's performances in the few years he's been with Dortmund, his valuation has persistently grown. Sancho has still got a contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2022. Don't forget, quite a few weeks ago now, Jadon Sancho was fined £8,000 for breaking lockdown rules. Reflects on that. You know, Borussia Dortmund did say that they was losing their patience with the player. But I think Jadon Sancho's already said that if he was to leave Borussia Dortmund, he'd want to come to Man United. And I've already outlined the reasons why I'd take him at the football club. Is because he is well proven in the Premier League. He is well proven in the Premier League. Plus, he's got a very, very good friendship with Marcus Rashford. And he'd complement our attacking line really, really well. We have already said, you know, we are willing to give Jadon Sancho the number 7 because we have got number 7 vacant at the moment. And I think he'd fulfill our number 7 fantastically well. You know, Sancho, you know, don't forget Borussia Dortmund are known as a selling football club. They have let quite a few of their players go to the Premier League in, you know, recent years. There's also players that they've let go who didn't go to the Premier League, you know. But they've recruited quite a few players in recent years. But yeah, so he said, you know, apparently now the terms have been agreed. A 5-year contract with around £140,000 being agreed, but no fee has yet come to an agreement. Fabrizio Romano, who's a very reliable Italian journalist, he's spoken about the Jadon Sancho transfer saga. He revealed a while back that, you know, we've been working on his contracts for quite some time and we've also been in negotiations with his agent. So we have got until the 10th of August to sign Jadon Sancho. So the deadline now has been confirmed. You know, you saw my video that I did this morning. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's transfer wish list has been revealed. And these are the players he's looking to get in, you know. He obviously wants to get Sancho in. He obviously, you know, wants to get Grealish in as well. Of course, it said, you know, that he's still keen on recommending James Maddison in. But I think the areas now Solskjaer wants to strengthen up. He wants to recommend the right midfielder in. He wants to recommend a centre defensive midfielder in. And he also wants to recommend a striker in. So he actually, you know, wants to get a right winger and a striker before he considers getting a centre-half, because there's still stories coming out saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to recommend a centre-half in to the football club and all of that. You know, so there you go. By the way, Solskjaer's got to make a decision on 8 players, because we have got 8 players' contracts that are due to expire next year. And that is, of course, Paul Pogba. His contract expires next year. Timothy Fosu-Mensah, his contract expires next year. Rojo, his contract expires next year. Jesse Lingard, his contract expires next year. So too does Juan Matters. Andres Pereira. I think Lee Grant's contract expires next year. So too does Sergio Romero's and Lee Grant's and all of that. So we have got around 8 players' contracts that are due to expire. So like I said, we have got to, make a decision on them players. But to be fair, we have extended a lot of players' contracts since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended into the football club. We have extended a lot of players' contracts. Don't forget, the recent player to sign a contract was Nemanja Matic. It had confirmed on Monday, that Nemanja Matic had signed a 3-year contract at Manchester United to keep him with us until 2023. It wasn't too long ago that Matic had got his contract extended by a further 12 months. I think we made the right decision by giving him a new contract, because he's done really, really well this season under Solskjaer. Earlier on in the season, though, Matic was behind the likes of Fred, McTominay and Andrews Pereira, but he has become an integral part of our team. This has now been Matic's 3rd season at Man United. We did pay £40 million in from Chelsea back in 2017. Back in 2017, and I was very, very delighted. I was very, very delighted about that news. I really, really was. Like I said, we are now in a really, really good vein of form. We are unbeaten in our last 16 games in all competitions. I think we are unbeaten in our last 9 league games. And we've obviously, kept a lot of clean sheets in this unbeaten run. But this is our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager and that. And I've got to say, a lot of aspects of our game have really, really improved. We've been creating more chances, we've been scoring more goals, so we've been more clinical. As midfield, looks much better. Fernandes and Pogba in it. I think Fernandes and Pogba is definitely the best midfield partnership in the Premier League. I think we defensively look better as well. So that it's, very, very good to see. And, we've got 5 games remaining in the Premier League, just 5 games. And I think in reality, we should win at least 4 of our 5 remaining games. Or we should probably, should win all of them. I think the only difficult one we've really got is Leicester. And that is the final game of the season. But, we've still got points to prove against the teams that we struggled against early on in the season. Solskjaer recently mentioned this as well. Villa's obviously, on Thursday. We've got the point to prove against them because, we drew with Villa earlier on in the season 2-2. Southampton's also coming up. We drew with them early on in the season. Crystal Palace is also coming up. We lost to them early on in the season 2-1. West Ham's also coming up very soon. We lost to them 2-0 earlier on in the season. So these teams that we have got points to prove against. So let's just put that into the equation. But I think we can definitely finish the season on a high. We can finish the season on a high. Like I said, I'm very convinced that we can get qualification for the Champions League for next season. Solskjaer was recently talking about the importance of Champions League football. As it stands at the moment, we are just 2 points behind Chelsea, and I think we're only 3 points behind Leicester. Leicester, of course, are sitting 3rd. And Solskjaer was recently targeting a 3rd place finish. But minimum I want us to finish is 4th. Of course, don't forget we can win 2 trophies this season. We can win the FA Cup, and we can also win the Europa League, because we are into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And we're also more or less into the last 8 of the Europa League, because we are 5-0 up against Lask from the first leg. If we could win both trophies, even at least one of them, and of course get into the top 4, it would be a memorable first full season for Solskjaer, because we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We haven't won out in terms of silverware since 2017, and that was when we won the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho. Of course, we won the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal, and that was back in 2016. So in total, we've only won 3 trophies since Alex Ferguson's retirement. And that. But Solskjaer did say that the battle for the top 4 will go down to the wire. But yeah, definitely the summer transfer window is very imperative for us. We've got to get the right calibre players into the football club. I think Solskjaer's looking to make at least 2. He's looking to make at least 2 or 3 signings in the summer transfer window. This is what he is looking to do. And don't forget, he warned our players quite a few weeks ago that he will not tolerate any rotten apples in the squad. And according to Solskjaer now, we haven't got any bad apples in the squad and that. Earlier on in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial career, don't forget, he worked out his transfer strategy. And, he said he wants to recruit young British talents to Manchester United. This is what he had said. And I said, didn't I, our expectations next season will be to challenge for the Premier League title, because this has been now the 7th season we have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up, and we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. So the last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. But Solskjaer did make an admission the other week saying that we have got to spend money to compete with the likes of Manchester City. And Liverpool. But definitely, Solskjaer will be Manchester United manager next season. Even if we didn't get qualification for the Champions League, because I did say he does deserve at least another season. Because this has been his first full season at Man United, and he needs at least a couple of more transfer windows. Because, it is a transition period, and it has been a transition period for a while. Don't forget, earlier on in the season, we'd enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. And reflecting on that, Solskjaer was really close to getting sacked by the football club. When Solskjaer was close to getting sacked, there was talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming in. There was also talks of Massimiliano Allegri coming in and that. But I've already gone through with you, and I've given you the main explanations why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't get sacked from Manchester United, because definitely the signing of Bruno Fernandes, he's made the impact. He's definitely made the difference in the team as Bruno Fernandes. Also, too, with Solskjaer being a club legend as well, because he was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Ferguson's guidance. Also, too, this unbeaten run as well. You can say this has saved his job at Manchester United and all of that. So yeah, but there is positives to take from his tenure so far. I think we've really improved in the transfer market under him. So far Solskjaer's recommended 5 players into the football club and spent just over £200 million. Last summer he brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And in January, he bought Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo in. He got Ighalo on loan, so far Solskjaer's made 4 permanent signings at Manchester United. So recruitment's definitely improved since he came in. Solskjaer's also promoted the youth very well. The young players have been given their chances this season. There's some young players and some players in general that have found, game time very difficult. Like I said, we've done very well against the big teams this season. We've taken like 18 points against the big 6 sides this season. So that's also, very good to see. Solskjaer's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into the club. The most recent player to leave Manchester United was Angel Gomez. He left because we failed to agree terms over a new contract for the player. I think over 20 players have left, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended into the football club. He's got to decide, Solskjaer, who he's going to get rid of in the summer transfer window, because if we can get rid of players in the summer transfer window, we are going to generate money that way. I think we're going to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window. We'll look to get rid of Jones. We'll look to get rid of Smalling and Rojo on permanent transfers. You've got Smalling, who's out on loan with Roma at the moment. You've got Rojo that's out on loan at Estudiantes. I think we'll be looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard. We'll also be looking to get rid of Andres Pereira. Probably looking to get rid of Sanchez permanently. But there is still deadwood at the football club. Solskjaer's been at Manchester United 18 months. So he's been at the football club a year and a half. And I think he's been permanent Manchester United manager for around, 15 months. We give Solskjaer the job permanently, reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager and all of that. But we was very critical of Solskjaer earlier on this season. A lot of Manchester United fans were, including me. A lot of Manchester United fans were, including me, very, very critical of him. But like I said, you know, there's been problems at the club for several. There's been problems at the club for several years. There really, really has. You know, there's been like cultural problems. There's been a lot of problems with the club's board. You know, there's been a lot of problems with Ed Woodward and the Glazers. You know, because we've been critical of Ed Woodward and also to the Glazers, not only throughout the course of this season, but we've been critical of them for several years. The main explanations why we've been so critical of them, is reflects on how poor our recruitment policy's been. We've also been criticised for overpaying for players. You know, poor selection of managers. Woodward's also been criticised for that because 3 managers have been sacked since the Alex Ferguson era. And that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. So Solskjaer's our 4th permanent manager since the Ferguson era. But yeah, you know, we seem to resolve these problems now. Like I said, you know, Solskjaer's decision-making's also really, really improved. Because he was making a lot of wrong decisions early on this season. But I think now he's tactically got it right. Solskjaer knows his best 11. He also knows his best formation. Don't forget, earlier on this season, he was making a lot of rotation. But the main explanation he was making a lot of rotation is, you know, reflects on the injuries that we had earlier on in the season. You know, that's, you know, why. But in the last 7 years, you know, we spent close to the £1 billion range on players. And we've recruited over 30-odd players since the Ferguson era. So we spent close to the £1 billion range. And people say, reflect on the money we've spent, you know, we should be where Liverpool are. Or at least where Manchester City are. Also, too, you know, we've got players on big contracts at the football club. But yeah. I said, you know, we haven't dominated English football since the Alex Ferguson era. You know, Ferguson endured, 26, 27 years at Man United. You know, won a total of 38 major honours at the football club. You know, including 13 Premier League titles. You know, Ferguson, though, didn't win out in his first 4 years. I don't think anyone will replicate Ferguson's legacy at the club, and I don't think anyone will last as long as he did. But I think, you know, we can be back to being a competitive elite level football club under Solskjaer, and hopeful that we can win a title under Solskjaer. And if we can do that, that will be our 21st title, because as it stands at the moment, we have won 20 titles, 13 of them Premier League. So we are the most successful team in England, you know, at the moment. But there's a lot of uncertainty regarding the summer transfer window, isn't there? Because obviously, you know, the other month, Ed Woodward did say that we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market, but he did say we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market. But he ruled out big transfers to Man United, did Ed Woodward. He ruled out big transfers to Man United. He revealed the other month that our debt had risen up almost £130 million. Our net debt now is just over 429 million. But Solskjaer knows he has got the backing of Ed Woodward, and he's also got the backing of the Glazers and that. Earlier on in the season, we was facing a relegation battle. You know, I knew we wouldn't go down, but we was facing a relegation battle. No, the last time the club were relegated was back in 1974. And that was actually, you know, under Franco Farrell. So it was 40-odd years ago, you know, when we got relegated. You know, it's good as well because Solskjaer has gained more managerial experience. Reflects on the amount of time he's been with Man United. You know, Man United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Because before he was with us, he was at Molde. He actually did well at Molde. Won a few trophies with Molde. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff. Solskjaer enjoyed a very, very short tenure with Cardiff. I think he only managed like 29 games for Cardiff. The main explanation why he got sacked from Cardiff, because he ended up, you know, getting Cardiff relegated. He also managed a Man United reserve team from, like, was it 2008 to 2010. So he did watch some of this team at this day and age grow and develop, you know, did Solskjaer. But, yeah, and like I said, we've, you know, had long-serving players at the football club, and, you know, we've still got long-serving players at the club now. We've still got long-serving players, you know, we've got, you know, Jones, that's here. This has now been Jones' 9th season at Man United. We've got De Gea, that's still here. He's approached his 10th year at Man United. You know, you've got Mata, this has been his 6th season at the club. You've got Martial, this is now his 5th season at the club. You've got Rashford, that's been with us for several years. that's been with us for several years. You've got Shaw, this has now been his 6th season at Man United. You've got Matic, this has been his 3rd season at the football club. You know, Lindelof, this has been his 3rd season at Man United and that. So there's actually, you know, a few long-serving players in our squad. Obviously, you know, there's other, like I said, with players that have left who were long servants for the club. Ash Young, he endured 8.5 years at Man United before he went to Inter Milan in January. Valencia, he left last summer after he endured 10 years at the football club. Herrera left last summer, he endured 5 years at the football club, you know. So yeah, you know, we've still got some long servants, and there's, you know, there's long serving players, you know, that have left the football club. But anyway, your preview for the Aston Villa game will be coming up, maybe giving you my starting 11 prediction as well. I'm very, very convinced that we'll beat Aston Villa, to be honest with you. Villa are facing a relegation battle. They recently lost to Liverpool 2-0. They was unlucky, by the way, because, you know, Villa did have their chances in that game, you know, to be fair. I think Villa are winless in their last 9 league games. Is it the winless Aston Villa? I think they actually, you know, are going to go down our Villa. You know, we've got a very, very good record against Villa. We've only lost 1 of our last 42 Premier League games against them. And that was the 1-0 defeat back in 2010, I think, when Agbonahol scored. And we actually, you know, haven't lost at Villa Park since 1995. So we're unbeaten in our last 20 away games against Aston Villa. So we've got a superb record against them. We really, really have. It was actually, you know, 2-2 earlier on in the season at Old Trafford. But I'm very, very convinced that, you know, we will win this game. You know, like I said, you know, we won our last game against Bournemouth 5-2. Like I said, that was the first time we'd scored 5 goals in the Premier League era since the 5-1 win against Cardiff in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first game as Manchester United manager. And in the last 3 league games, Solskjaer's gone with the same side, and that's the first time that's happened since November 2006. So maybe he could go with the same team against Villa as well, or maybe he could make some rotation, make a couple of changes in that. But we shall see. But every game now is must win for Manchester United. And Solskjaer's actually, you know, challenged us to go unbeaten for the remainder of the season. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.